What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are playing some Dragonheir Silent Gods, and I am not alone today. We have a special guest. That is Mr. Skratch Gaming. Skratch plays. He has a few channels, but he is a legend in the Dragonheir community. And this is a sponsored video, so huge shout out to Dragonheir for sponsoring the video. If you would like to download the game, you can use the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. We'll probably have some new promo codes for you guys to enter soon, but be sure to check out that link. And the game is available on Windows as well as Mac. You can get it on Epic and Steam players as well as iOS and Android mobile platforms. The new season is going to be starting on March 22nd. It is going to be called Echoes of the Deep, and there's a ton of new stuff coming into the game, guys. Obviously, new elemental affinities, new damage types, 31 new heroes, new bosses. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun, so can't wait to dive into that with you guys. But Mr. Skratch, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
A pleasure as always, brother. Doing pretty good, pumped to chat about Dragonheir with you, man.
Yeah, man. So today we are actually going to be talking about some champions that you can use pretty much everywhere in the game, because there are a ton of champs in the game. You know, you want to use your elemental affinities together. Some places you can use champs, some places they really don't work out. But these champs that we're going to give you, you can pretty much use anywhere in the game. So Skratch, who do you have first on your list?
Bro, I'm gonna bring in the heavy hitters to start with directly, because I feel like they're just so essential on pretty much every team that I'm making on my account. And I'm gonna start with Froebart first. So he is an amazing tank. Like, honestly, he just fills in so many roles, not just as a tank, but he's bringing you healing, he's bringing you decreased attack, he can bring you a cleanse. Overall, it's just such a complete hero, and I'm getting so much value out of him wherever I'm trying to use him. You know, like, it just fills in so many boxes for me.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
agree.
a monster of a champion.
Yeah, I would love to pull him on this account. I actually don't have him on this one, but I have him on an alt account that I'm also playing, and he pretty much carried me to, you know, after the Violet Dragon into Tenebria, and he was one of only 2 5 stars. You know, everybody else still 4-star and below. This guy's a hard carry. Like you said, giving healing, giving attack penalty. He's just a hard carry right there, man. So that's a great shout. Are you using any particular artifacts on him?
On him, I tend to run either the Scarab King, either run the Crown of the Unclean, Witch's Remains. One of these three usually, yeah.
What about the staff? Would that also be like a good one for him?
The staff, not for him, no, because the healing that he's providing is quite little versus a bigger healing. What you could run on him is the horn, actually, as a legendary, the Solar King's horn.
Gotcha.
Especially for Vortex, because you have them all grouped together. He provides a lot of healing constantly, so you're always going to have that max stacks of increased attack with the Froebart in the team, you know.
Nice. Yeah, I know when I when I finally get a chance to get a legendary artifact, I'm either gonna go for like Hourglass or probably Gatekeeper staff first.
Yeah, if you have Garius, the Gatekeeper staff is kind of like his exclusive. If no, I would go probably for something else. But if you're getting Garius with that one for season 2, it's going to be absolutely the biggest carry that you will have. So I strongly suggest, if you're getting Garius, get the Gatekeeper staff. No second thoughts whatsoever.
Dude, I hope I pull a Garius. The banner for him is going to be in a few days, and I'm going to be pulling. But the next champ on the list for me is actually going to be Horus. Horus, champion that everybody's going to get for free. You know, we kind of see free champs and we're like, okay, we can use them for a bit. But this is somebody that I absolutely used the entirety of the first season. He was my main tank everywhere. I didn't start using other tanks until, you know, well into the season. So he pretty much worked everywhere for me. And that is why I feel like you can use him just about anywhere. Because I did use him. I did use him everywhere. He has damage recovery, hit recovery. He does some reduction as well. Places a shield on himself. Also has attack penalty. Has an HP aura. very well balanced kit. He can preserve himself. He doesn't do the healing that Furbath, or Garius is gonna do for you, but he can be a reliable tank. What do you think, Skratch?
100%. Like, you don't have many options as tanks for the fire element, for example. You have Isolde too, which is a good one, but she's harder to keep alive. Now with him, because he's able to keep himself alive a bit better, I feel like overall he's a better tank for world bosses and other content like that, and even some particular dungeons where they really hit very hard. The one thing that I'm not loving so much about him is that decreased attack is not 100% chance.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the 75% chance.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of the things that puts me off.
Yeah, and let me ask you a quick question, because this is actually something I've been testing much recently, is artifacts for tanks. So because I don't have like Furbath, Garius, I've experimented with a few things, and right now I have the 100-eye robe, which is you get from Faye, I think. But I've tested Platinum Knight Shield. I was using Mask of the Lark, but that's just like a worse version of the 100-eye robe.
Yeah.
And obviously, in season 1, I used all of the rare artifacts. We don't have any Lego artifacts, but what would you recommend?
The Scarab is one of the best in my opinion for him, just because he's able to keep him alive even more. You're gonna have less of a struggle. But then the shield is very useful as well, especially if you're going against bosses that do a lot of AoE damage. For arena, I would personally probably go with the Scarab.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll start working on the Scarab. Thanks for the free tips, Skratch.
Not a problem.
who do we have next on your side?
So because we were talking about him a second ago, Garius, man. So Garius is massive generally. In season 1, you're gonna get a lot of value. He's super strong, and it's gonna be a bit harder to kind of like deciding between him or Furbath. In season 2, it's kind of like a no challenge. Garius absolutely dominates it because of the elemental affinity combination, Radiance and Frost, right? And my God, if you are fortunate enough to be able to purchase the Gatekeeper staff, the legendary artifact, if you summon a dupe legendary, he is going to carry you in the vortex, world bosses, dungeons, arena, whatever you need. And he pairs so well with the legendary event, with the hero that you're getting from the legendary event, Ardret. It's just absolutely insane how powerful they are together.
Yeah, I can't wait to get her. I'm gonna be pulling for Garius on this banner in a few days. I better get a copy, man.
I wish you luck. Hopefully you're gonna get what you need.
Yeah. All right, next on the list for me is going to be Vikyuk, who is a poison support champion. Just one of those solid healers. Also has a cleanse, attack penalty, plays an accuracy penalty as well. There's a guy that, I feel like I used in a lot of places in the first season, especially, upgrade. I was using Hexandra for like forever. And then I was like, let me start looking at epics. Let me start looking at other champs. And dude, Vikyuk, huge for Flame Domain, huge for Copper Dragon to get those debuffs off you, huge anywhere you need a cleanse and a heal and, a little bit of CC. Solid champion for sure.
100%. He's so good in the Grave of Wrath as well. It's like he's almost been designed for it, Cleanse the debuffs, put the decreased accuracy, the decreased attack. Great for the Vortex too, to cleanse that defense down, and bring you some additional attack down. I was a massive fan of Vikyuk in season 1. I used him a lot. In season 2, a bit less because I haven't prioritized all of my teams around poison, so I used him only a little bit against the world bosses, but overall he's a really strong hero. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you have next?
Next we have Megan, man. Megan is just wow. She's just so useful everywhere. She has an amazing kit with a passive. Basically, she's gonna be able to dispel defense down from your team when she's using an active skill, the battle skill or the ultimate.
Yep.
You can get ultimate energy from the battle skill, and usually it goes to the ally that gets damaged, that gets the lowest HP, and that allows you to do some crazy things in arena. So for example, a champion that will stun in arena, at the front line is going to get damaged. Megan is quickly going to use the battle skill on that hero, feeling the ultimate energy, cutting the enemy and crowd controlling it is very, very impactful thing. Megan, great for dungeons to give you the healing. Great for the vortex to dispel the defense down too if you time it right. And she might not be the best healer all around, but she's definitely going to be very solid and provide a lot of utility for pretty much all the content.
Yeah, I would say like you don't even miss the heal too much because she's providing so much, and like you run some other support that's also providing heal. She's kind of like that icing on top that just makes the comp that much better, especially with increasing the ultimate energy. Your DPS is probably going to take the most damage depending on how the formation is. She used that battle skill, and like the 3-second initial recharge time for arena, as you mentioned, is actually nuts because at the start of the match, like that start of the match is huge. And we're not controlling what our champions are doing. They're kind of just in there running. So having someone like this, any champion in arena that's coming in with a very fast initial recharge time is going to make a huge difference for you. So this is a great choice. I actually used her pretty much everywhere. I had to use a Megan in there because I didn't have a ton of great support season 1. So that's a great pickup, man. Next on the list for me is going to be a champion that I wish I would have pulled before I did the Elminster event, but we got him after Elminster, and that is Adolphus.
Oh yeah, such a good one.
So before Elminster's event, I had like no shield champs. I had 0. I did the event and I pulled like 5. I got Adolphus, we got Isolde, I got Gladros, I got a ton after that. But Adolphus is amazing. I always see you using him in videos, and I was like, dude, I need this guy on my account. This guy, you can use him anywhere. He's a shield champ. He can provide some heals for you, boosting some ultimate energy as well. I think that this dude has a solid support kit. I'm a huge fan of shield champs because I guess because I was so envious of them because I didn't get a chance to use them. So once I got, Nathaniel, well, I did have Nathaniel. Sorry, I misspoke. I had Nathaniel, but I had nothing else. So amazing champ. I have not used him on this account at all, but he will be getting leveled up. All right, who you got next on your side?
Next, I'm gonna bring in Sigrid, the ultimate rare hero in Dragonheir Silent Gods. Like, my god, is there a place where you cannot use this hero?
No.
If you tell me that, I'm gonna shut up. But you know what? There isn't a place like that. If you want her for dungeons, absolutely destroying them. Not only that she brings the right debuffs, healing, prohibition, and decrease attack, she's going to smack so hard that she will make the bosses cry. Then if you need her for a different content like arena, my god, she is absolutely obliterating the enemy teams if you're enabling her. If you need her for the goblin, she's absolutely going to smash that too. If you need her for world bosses, endgame boss, if you need her for the vortex as well, she can do some amazing job in that. I feel like her weakest spot is the vortex, honestly, out of everything. But even there, she's pretty solid, So
yeah,
that says a lot of stuff about her,
Yeah, you're right. You can use it everywhere. It has an aura as well. Accuracy aura, I believe. Just pretty much she can take you from start to finish in this game. Like
pretty much
every guide that I did for season 1, as far as bosses, I'm pretty sure Sigrid was in every one. Like she was the main DPS, unless I was able to bring in 2 DPS. But generally, it's Sigrid all day. It's the Sigrid show. So you have to mention her as far as champs that are being used throughout the entirety of the game.
100%. Like there's literally no way in hell you're gonna do any sort of list without even looking at Sigrid. It's just she's so impactful.
Yeah. All right. Next, I have another impactful champ, not a DPS but a support. This guy's probably on all of my lists that I make, and that is Nathaniel. I use this guy everywhere. We were just talking about him over on your channel. This guy. I misspoke. I did have a shield champ. It was Nathaniel. Nathaniel gives you a shield. He's going to give you some heals. He's going to give you, increased defense. He's going to give you a cleanse. on the battle skill. It's everything you want in a support champion, right? You get the damage mitigation from the shield, increased defense, heals. Like I could say it over and over 10 times and it's still going to be great. But you said that you just got him in the new season, right?
Yep. Yep. In season 2, and he was an absolute monster for what I was doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a champion that you can use everywhere in the game. Shields are not gonna, they're not going anywhere. You're gonna need that shield. The bosses aren't getting any easier. Bring that shield, bring that cleanse, bring that heal. This guy is
a lot. That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, he does so much. He does so much. It's almost hard not using him. Like when I'm doing formation, for the first time on a boss or something like that, like it's hard to not put him down. Or if I pick him up, I'm like, who's gonna come in and do this? No, I gotta put Nathaniel back in.
Pretty much, that's the way it goes, and it's the reality. But it's actually very, very true. You do need to sort them out like that, because he's so impactful in pretty much every content.
Yeah. Who you have next on your list?
Next is
4.
gonna be Catherine from the Radiance, another amazing epic hero. My God, she provides so much utility. She's mainly a healer, right? But on top of it, she will actually bring even more things. So if she overflows with the healing, she transforms that overflow into a shield. Then she will give a healing to an ally with a battle skill and the bigger version of defense up. And then you have the ultimate skill, immunity and a massive heal. What else you need? Great for the vortex to block the defense down, not super solid for arena, I would say. I think they're better healers for that, but just out of leaving that on the side, she's definitely super solid in the rest.
Really good for Grave of Rot. Really, she's awesome. I would love to pull her for sure. I don't have her yet, but I have seen her in action, and she's definitely at the top. Easily top 5 epic support champs, very easily.
So 100% very solid, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to get her. All right, last on my list is actually going to be a tank that I didn't use much I didn't use this tank until the end of the season, bro. Irma. I didn't use Irma until the end of the season when I needed to defeat the Copper Dragon. And why I was really using her was because of this passive here. She has a 30% chance of recharging her ultimate energy whenever she takes damage, right? And for Copper Dragon, we didn't even need a tank, but I, was running out of champs that could manipulate ultimate energy, right? And this was a champ where we have all of these opportunities to increase or decrease ultimate energy because you're going to be getting hit, and you need to do it at least 4 times during the boss's rotation.
4 times, I think, if I recall it correctly.
Yes, to get the stacks off. And so I was like, okay, let me bring her in. And then I did it, I looked at the rest of the kit. I'm like, oh, she's actually pretty good because, she's going to get hit recovery on herself on her battle skill. Her ultimate skill is going to give you control, immunity, and damage reduction so your team can stay alive more. So I used her. I then took her to Vortex. I put her in my Vortex team. I did an Ice Necrotic team for season 1. And, she was my tank there. Helped me out a ton. She's a great champion. You could use her in a lot of places because this damage reduction is huge. Control immunity is huge, especially when you're in like Tenebria. You're going up against all of these Zarloths that are going to be fearing you. They're going to be putting silence on you. It's going to be very annoying. This is a champion that can, get a lot of use on any accounts, especially if you're, low spend, free to play, you're trying to find some accessible options. You get this tank, I suggest you use them. What do you think, though?
Yeah, 100%. I've actually used her as well in season 1 and season 2. I like that she brings a bit of healing for herself, and the damage reduction is actually going to be very helpful, and the control immunity, which not many heroes have in the game, is very, very effective. So as long as you're using her against the right bosses, she's going to be very solid. 100%.
All right, man. Who do you got last on the list? The last champ, right?
No, I've actually done all of mine. I
You
think you were with the last one with
Oh yeah,
Vilma right here.
I
Yeah,
let you go first.
exactly. You've been a gentleman, you see.
Yeah, my parents taught me well. But
That's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
I guess that's all, guys. I guess that's all. I wish we had more for you, but that's all for now. Mr. Skratch, thank you for joining us, man. You have anything that you want to tell the people? Anything you're working on? Any plans you have?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Great chatting with you about Dragonheir as well. And honestly, not much going on at the moment, man. Just kind of like living it, enjoying it. I have the baby who's almost 1 year old. It's crazy. I cannot believe how fast the time just passed, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But right. Other than that, just kind of like grinding, a bit of raid, a bit of Dragonheir here and there. So yeah, having tons of fun with Dragonheir. I'm waiting for season 3. Actually, super excited to put my hand on some new toys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna put, Scratch's channels. He has multiple channels. I will put the links to them down below for you guys, so you can go and show him some love. If you are not already subscribed, please do so. We would greatly appreciate it. That is gonna be all, though, guys. Be sure to download the game using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment, so that you can dive deep. Is that what they're saying now? This season, dive deep, battle peak, because season 3, the new sandbox is the Sea of the Dead. So be sure to download using the link in my description, guys. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, be good and be well.